and start the meeting. Okay, hello everyone. Okay, let's go through roll call. I'm here. Valerie, are you here?
I'm here.
Okay. Linda?
Here.
Okay. Julia, are you here? She said she might not be able to make it. Doesn't look like she's here. She might still pop in though. Grant, I see you. You're here. Seamus.
I'm so excited I'm here twice.
There you go. Good job. Okay, Commissioner Toyoka, are you aboard? Jinqing? Jill, I see you. Hi, Jill.
Yeah, yep, I'm here. Jin Chang is not here.
Yep. Okay. Hi, Monica. I see you. Teresa's here. Amy Baker. Amy is here. Hi, Amy. Okay. So we have a quorum. So we'll continue on here. So everybody got a copy of the agenda, I take it, and everybody's had a chance to look it over. Is there any questions, comments, changes, additions? If not, I would like to get a motion to pass the agenda as is.
I'll move that we approve the agenda as presented.
Okay, and second?
I'll second it.
Okay, motion has been approved to accept the agenda as is. And the minutes from our last meeting, Teresa hasn't had a chance to get to them. She's had some challenges in her personal life or whatever she's doing. So she'll get those to us the next meeting along with this month's meeting. So we'll keep going on that. Public comment. Do we have anybody from the public present that wants to comment? I didn't see anybody. Okay, move on to provider reports and Amy Baker.
Hi there. I don't have a lot to report this month. It's really all that different from last month because it takes like forever to roll out initiatives. But just to update you all, like with deflection services, which is kind of a major initiative that we're working on right now in conjunction with the Sheriff's Department and probation, parole, the court system, the DA, law enforcement, et cetera. That is designing a process within our county by which law enforcement have the option of either arresting or citing somebody with the option of the arrest going away if the person successfully completes the deflection program. And the deflection program is really going to be aimed towards individuals who are arrested or have the potential to be arrested for things like controlled substances or petty crimes like trespassing, so that we can use, so that we have a little bit of a influence with the potential court process hanging over somebody's head, and we get them into treatment rather than just solely going the criminal route. Our team is busy researching what other programs look like around the country. Deflection is new to Oregon, but it's not new to the country. There are other states that have implemented it. What it means for us personnel-wise is that we will be hiring a drug and alcohol clinician who can kind of pick up extra cases, but whoever comes through deflection will have access to all of our services, including housing support and supported employment, like anything that is proving to be a barrier to that person's like successfully living in the community, we will have available to them. And we're also looking at implementing contingency management with that program. And for those of you who don't know what contingency management is, because it's a kind of a fancy word, but it's basically we financially incentivize people for coming to treatment and staying clean and sober. And there's good research that demonstrates that it's an effective practice around the country. Definitely more so than treatment as usual. So we're still like in the planning process with the various systems partners, but that program is supposed to go live in September. Update on the Hawk's Eye / Red Lion project. That's the Red Lion in Seaside that the Coordinated Care Organization purchased. The renovations are expected to be complete in August. And we need to start working on hiring for that project, but our intention is that we will be able to start placing people in housing in September. So that's 17 units of permanent supported housing, and then an additional, on one side of the building, an additional 34 units of workforce housing on the other side, with an eye towards healthcare workforce housing. And I think a lot of our healthcare partners are excited about that, just because it's been so hard to bring people on without adequate housing options in the community. Julia is not here, but this update was like specifically for her. We still are struggling to hire child and family clinicians. We have 2 open positions on the child and family team. I was at a national conference in April and learned that this is happening all over the country, that there are not enough people who have gotten their master's degrees in order to keep up with the current demand that is in place for behavioral health right now. I think some of the challenge that, since you all are like the local advisory committee, should be aware of is that with the publicly funded behavioral health system, the paperwork requirements and the administrative burden tends to be significantly higher than it is for private practice. And so what we're experiencing right now is actually losing people to go work privately in the community. Our organization is working on a tuition assistance policy so that we can actually help pay people to go to school as a possible solution to this, with the agreement that they would work for the organization 2 years postgraduate. And I think there are some other creative solutions being floated around the state, but it's definitely, I think, areas of the, like, I don't know, probably a year and a half ago, we couldn't hire anybody hardly at all. Post-pandemic, we've recovered in every single position except for the master's level clinician, which are just, there's just too much demand. So that is my update. Does anybody have any questions?
Amy, I do. I have one quick one. With the new facility in Seaside, are those there's 2 separate, are they partitioned off? Or is there somehow that blocked off from each other?
Yeah, it was specifically designed to keep the 2 sides of the building pretty separate.
Okay.
Like very separate. The side that where the pool used to be, like, the pool's not going to be a pool anymore. Obviously, it's getting turned into a community room. We'll have community space for the permanent supported housing residents, so that they have, a place to hang out and be outside of their individual units. But all of like the laundry facilities and elevator and all of that's going to be separate.
Okay. That's good to know. I kind of figured that, but I just wanted to double check. Yeah. Anybody have any questions for Amy? Any comments? Okay, thanks, Amy. Appreciate it. Okay, let's go to new business and applicants. So I want to fall back real quick here, and we have Seamus McVeigh, who has joined us for the first time, I believe. And Seamus, I know who you are and what you're about. Do you want to kind of fill everybody in on who you are and what you do, and give us some little background?
Sure.
While you're doing that, I'm going to step out real quick because I got to retrieve the rest of the applications I had that I need to talk about. They're in my van. So while Seamus is talking, I'm going to run out to my van real quick. Thanks, Seamus.
Yep. My name is Seamus McVeigh. I live in Seaside, and I've spent the last 18 plus years working with dual diagnosis people, often homeless, though not exclusively by any means. About 5-6 years ago, I started a recovery program here in Seaside, working with whoever needed the support, whether it was addicts or mentally ill or people just having a rough time needing, someone to go talk to and some peer support. It's since expanded north as far as Puyallup and as far south as Tombstone, Arizona. Beyond that, I work with CCA and various other agencies, though not for any of them. I don't know, do a lot of advocacy work with the homeless. I think it's where I met a few of you. But not really sure what else.
Yeah, that's good. Anybody have any questions for Seamus or comments? Okay, well, Seamus, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so we have 10 new applications for HSAC. We have 3 of our existing members who have to reapply, myself, Julia, and who was it, Linda? Yeah, Linda. So that's in the process. And then I received 3 new applicants since the last meeting, and I've interviewed all 3 of them. And we'll talk about that in a minute. And then we have 4 new applicants that just came in that I just received, yesterday, I think it was. And so I will be interviewing them and providing feedback to you on the next meeting in July, or July.
Okay.
So we'll go to the 3 applicants I have now, which you have received those applications. I think Teresa attached those to the agenda. And first one is, have you all had a chance to look at those applications, those 3 from Linda, Miranda, and Nicholas? Has everybody had a chance to look at it? Okay. All right. So Linda Whitney, she is currently a human resource consultant. You've read through her bio. She currently works for Washington State Juvenile Rehabilitation, and she's been in human resources for quite some time, strives to help people. She loves what she's doing. She's really interested in our council here. And so if there's no questions, or if you have any questions for me on her, I'm going to refer her to you for a recommendation to approve for her to join our council. And obviously it has to go to Board of Commissioners if we approve that. But I'm going to recommend to you for approval and see what you guys think, and ladies. So is there any questions for me on her or on her bio I might be able to answer, or comments?
So Randy, do you know why she's applying? Did she say?
She's been studying our council, and she really wants to just continue. She has a lot. She says she can offer to what we do as a group. She's really interested in it. And a lot of this is in her bio too, her background, worked with mental health, drug abuse, disabilities, rehabilitation. I think she falls right in line with what we do. So, but this is totally up to us as a group to decide that.
So is
Any-
this the time we just move to have a vote? Like,
Well, if nobody had, I'm just putting it out for questions and comments first. And then if nobody has any more comments or questions, then I'm going to put it out for a vote. So if there
Okay.
are no more comments or questions, I would like to get a motion to approve.
I have a question, Randy, just
Okay.
for clarification as far as what we're taking to the board. I just want to confirm, when we take this to the board, we're gonna take everybody all at once. And so I don't know if you as your council want to just kind of take more time and review all of the applications and then have another conversation. But in regards to us taking it before the board in a work session, we're gonna need to take all of the recommendations, not some and then some again. Does that make sense? Just from a organizational timeliness perspective.
So my question for you, if we take the new applicants that I just received yesterday, and we.
Yeah, and I apologize that you didn't get those. They did submit them within the timeline, but we were short-staffed, and so unfortunately, they got kind of overlooked, and so we apologize for that, but we were working through that.
Okay, so here's what's.
Yeah, I've got a
Kind
question.
of puts
So how many,
me on the spot here a little bit, because in the past, when I've reviewed these and I've brought them back to the council for approval, I've always told the ones I thought would be good for our council that I'm gonna bring a recommendation to approve you back to our council. And so that's what I did with two of these three. The third one, I didn't say that because I'm not sure it's a good fit. But two of these people, I already said that I'm going to bring the recommendation this month back to the council for approval. So that's putting
That's fine. That's fine. I'm not trying to take that. I'm just saying, when we take this to the board in regards to what we would like to take to the board to discuss on June 26th, is we would like to take all of your recommendations. So you have, I think that there's 5 positions currently filled. 3 of those will be coming up because they're you, Linda, and Julie. And so you have a total of 9 positions that you can fill. And so I'm just saying, when we take it to the board, we would prefer to take all of your recommendations, if that makes sense, rather than taking some and then taking some more.
Okay.
so Randy, I've got a question. So I want to make sure. So do we have 9 positions we're trying to fill, and we know 3 of us are staying? So
Well,
is that 6 new ones?
well, we have 3 of us, plus we have 6. We got 10 new applicants, including the 3 of us.
Yeah, so you would be trying to fill, if you were recommending yourself, which I'm assuming you are, to the board, you would need to fill 4 more positions of the total of the other 7 besides you applications.
Correct. So we're trying to fill 4 out of 7 applicants, if considering Linda, Julia, and I are still going to be on board here.
So Randy, you're telling us you have 3 here and 4 that we haven't seen.
Correct.
So that's what you're saying. We have 7 applications.
Correct.
And there's 4 positions. So would you feel comfortable if we, we listened to your recommendations, but we, as a board, we decided to wait till we heard the other ones, and then you could say you were overridden by the board, or would you not feel comfortable with that?
Well, Monica wants to take them all to the board on the 26th to the work session. this
And
month.
what I'm saying is we can postpone taking it to the 26th, because you guys can continue to serve because it's, correct me if I'm wrong, Teresa or Jill, if you know off the top of your head in the bylaws, but I believe you can continue to serve until it's been filled.
Correct. That is correct.
Yeah, so,
Correct, yes.
so we don't have to take it to the board on June 26th. We can push it out to another date. We just would like to take them all at once.
Okay, so how about this, Linda? How about I'll just give you my input on these three, and then I'll interview the next four, and then at our next meeting, I'll give you all seven together, and then we can decide. And then Monica can take them all at the next meeting, or no? You want to take them into July work session, Monica?
Yeah, I think what would be easiest, our next meeting that has the most available time is either July 17th or July 24th. So you next meet on
July.
July 4th?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you don't. So that's a
Oh.
conversation you all will need to have.
Oh, yeah, that's, yeah, okay. Do we
Yeah.
want to, okay, let's have that conversation then. Let me just put out feelers and see what everybody thinks. Let me pull up my calendar here real quick.
And so why don't, because it is the July 4th, why don't we plan, Randy, we can take this to the July 24th work session. And that gives you all a little more time to talk about it and figure out when your July meeting is gonna be. Does that sound like a good?
Okay, how about this? If everybody's available, can we switch our July meeting to the 11th, the following week? Will that give you enough time, Monica? If everybody is available?
I would have to know that day, like what your
That
final
day.
decision is. Mhm.
Yeah, and we can do that day.
Yeah.
I think that's enough time. I could have the agenda item all ready to go.
Okay,
Okay,
perfect.
so let's run down the line. Grant, would that?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Seamus is not a voting member. Linda,
Yes, that works for me.
Teresa, it works for you. Valerie?
Yes.
And I'll check with Julia on that. I'll text her or email her later. Jill, does that work for you?
Checking on a few things. It'd be, what would it be? July what?
11th, the
Yeah,
following.
no, I'll be out of town, but that's okay.
Is that okay? Okay, Monica,
I'm not
does
a
that work?
voting member, so.
Yeah, Monica.
I'll be here, yeah.
Okay, Amy, does that work for you? Amy,
Sorry,
still-
sorry, what date did you say?
July 11th, the same time. There's the following Thursday instead of the 4th.
Yes, I can do that.
Okay, let's do that then. Let's just move our meeting to the 11th. I will have all these interviewed. I'll bring it to the table then, and we can decide at that point. And then that gives Monica enough time to do what she has to do. Sound good?
Yes, Randy's, yeah, that sounds great. Thank
Okay,
you.
great, perfect. So I'm going to change this. Give me a minute here. Next meeting. Okay, so let me just run through these other two applicants and just kind of give you my take. And then, so the next one is Miranda Robinson. She lives in Seaside. She is running her own private practice now with trauma. She has a master of counseling psychology, therapist. She's worked in crisis units in prisons, group homes, behavioral health care, worked with grant-funded programs, provides services to spectrum disorder, on the spectrum disorder, people on the spectrum disorder. And then you've got the rest of her bio, her background, and she was going to be another one I recommend, but we'll just we'll wait and go through that the next meeting. Anybody have any comments or questions on Miranda? No? Okay. And then the other one is, somebody have a question?
Oh, I'm sorry, Randy. Yeah. So did she give you any information other than what's here as to why she wants to be on the committee?
She thinks she fits in, again, she thinks with all of her background, she is very interested in our group. and she thinks she can bring a lot to the table here. And just talking with her, it really does sound like it. Her more than the other two applicants. She's
Okay.
got a lot of background history here with everything that we deal with. So,
Okay, thank you.
yep. And then the other one was Nicholas Bowling, and I don't know if I don't know about him. I was just going to throw this out to y'all and see what you think. He's a retired firefighter EMT. He's said he's had mental health experience in the ER setting only. And that was many years ago. He didn't sound like he had a lot to bring to the table. He's interested in joining. He's retired. He's got the time. He wants to give back to his community in some way, shape, or form. And he ran across this and he thought this would be a good fit. But I don't know. This one I was just going to let everybody kind of talk about it and decide. He didn't give me much other than his limited experience in mental health care in the ER setting, when back 20 years ago, when there was no places for people with mental health care to go, which there still really isn't. So this one, I was just going to let y'all kind of decide on this one. The other two, I was going to refer.
Well, Randy, until you've seen the other four, maybe we just keep them in the mix and
Grant,
see what else comes up.
Grant, you're echoing.
Yeah, I'm still on twice.
Both, I was gonna say both grants are talking. Can you mute one of you?
Yeah, how's that?
You're echoing.
Okay, I'll try to fix it.
Okay. Say it again.
It's not fixed yet.
Oh, there you go. I think you're good.
Just saying, keep them in the mix.
Yeah, we'll keep him in the mix. I'm not throwing his application out or anything, but yeah, we'll keep him in the mix and we can discuss it more at the next meeting. We'll discuss all 7 of them. There'll be 7 of us or 7 of them, so we can throw all of that out at the same time.
Good.
Okay. Everybody good with that? Okay. No questions, comments. We'll move on. All right, let's move on to reports. Commissioner Toyoka is not here. Jill, do you have anything for us?
What do I have for you guys? So, this weekend we have staff that will be participating in Pride. So we've been working a lot on gathering information for outreach there. If you haven't, I don't know if this group has been notified. I don't think you probably have, but Jin Chang's last day with the county will be on the 21st of June. So we're working with county management on the transition plan and next steps for that. But I'm here, and if anybody needs public health, you can always reach out to me.
Do you have a replacement for him yet, Monica or Jill? Is there a replacement for him?
No, we're working on that transition plan with county management at the time, so.
Okay.
We will be at the June 12th meeting. The board will be appointing Jill as the local public health authority. Statutorily, we have to have a person in that position, and so Jill is graciously stepping into that role. And then, like she mentioned, we're working on what the transition will look like.
Okay, cool. Great.
And then we're still working on kind of filling our open positions, hiring our health promotion supervisor and an environmental health specialist are 2 priorities right now. We've covered our front desk, and that person starts next week, which will be a bilingual front desk person that will be assisting us there. So otherwise, we're just plugging away.
Okay. Any questions or comments for Jill? All right, thanks, Jill. Appreciate it. Monica, you're up.
I don't have a whole lot either. Like Jill mentioned, we're working on a transition for what that will all look like. The county's also working with OHCS, is who the funding for the emergency order declaration runs through. And so we have submitted to them what our requests for the 25-27 biennium would be to be able to sustain the operations of the shelters that were funded through the original emergency order declaration. And so so we've submitted that information. There will be at this point in time, they only asked for what funding needs we would have to sustain the operations of what was created through that. They will be at some point in time having another allocation of or sending out another request to find out what requests might be to increase capacity. So if we were to add more beds. So we've been working with them on that. We were in a burn meeting the other day, which is the Behavioral Health Resource Network, and CCA did mention, though slower than what they would like, progress continues to be made on the Esperanza Village. And so at this point in time, you know, they've had some delays because of the weather and being able to pour concrete and stuff. One of the other things that they're trying to work on is the vendor who they purchased the pallet houses through. You know, we purchased those a while ago, they purchased those a while ago, not realizing that it would take this long. And so just getting on their schedule, because they will come in and they will be the ones to construct the houses and place them and everything. So I think that's all that I really have. Amy mentioned the work that's happening on the deflection program. And so we do have some state representatives who are going to be coming. I think it was July, Amy, that they decided on to just kind of hear about, what Clatsop County's deflection program, what we're thinking that that's going to look like. And then they also are going to take the time to attend. I think it's the drug court that the timing will be so that they could also attend that and see how our drug court operates. So that's about it.
Hey, Monica, I have a quick question for you. When does the new commissioner step in for Commissioner Toyoka?
That would be January 1 is when they would be installed. We don't know yet who that commissioner will be. I think that the final count is June 12th is when all challenged ballots and everything like that comes back. So
we're looking at January 1st. He's going to finish out the year then, Commissioner Toyoka.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure of that, so I wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions or comments for Monica?
Oh, sorry, I have one other comment. So, just so you're aware, and Teresa, maybe you can help me remember, I believe it is this Monday when the city of Seaside is meeting, and they will be discussing, there were 4 proposals that were submitted for the, what we call the North 40 property. For affordable housing projects. And so there's a review committee. They've reviewed all 4 projects. They were all very good and viable projects. There was one that was you know, more outstanding. And so they will be taking that to the city council for Seaside for them to make a decision on which one that they want to move forward with. So that's a positive because that'll be around 60 affordable housing units, and the average median income will be between 30 and 80%. So
nice. Excellent. Good to hear. Great. Okay. Any comments, questions for Monica?
So Monica, I've got question. This morning I was at a meeting and Jay Blake, talking about the economic opportunities analysis. And of course he's working on infrastructure and housing. He was talking about housing, trying to get housing so we have people that can work in our county and fill these positions. But I was just thinking, you know, the mental health of people in the county as well, and being healthy to fill the positions. Do you guys work together at all, or are you two separate entities? Does he even worry about the health of these people that are moving in and working, or maybe even the people that are already living here? And, does that ever come into play?
So I think that that's one thing that everybody from a viable economy perspective always wants to have in regards to making sure that, you have the health infrastructure available. CBH is the local or the community mental health provider. There are other private mental health providers. I think some of the challenges that, that we have no control over is you never know when somebody's going to be going through some sort of mental health crisis. And so just making sure that you have the infrastructure in place. I know that both CMH and Providence have made significant investments or are making significant investments to try and expand healthcare in our community. But that's always the challenge in rural communities, is making sure that you have, all those different necessities that we need and don't want to be driving into Portland for. But I think that part of it is if you can have a viable economy, which is good family wage jobs and affordable housing, so people aren't stressed and having to work multiple jobs to be able to afford housing. Those are all things that are going to help with the overall health and well-being of our community. So I think it all kind of intersects, but there isn't a let's work on the economic opportunity analysis, but while we're doing that, we're going to make sure that we're bringing in more mental health providers. That's not part of the conversation. But there will be, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's good.
And I don't know if Jay mentioned that, but we will be, there will be a survey that's going out that we want to try and get as much public input as possible. And so be on the lookout for that. It's going to have a little QR code, and then it'll just take you directly to a SurveyMonkey link to fill out the survey. So that way we can get community input. And we really want to try to get vast community input, not just a certain segment of the population or a certain area of the county. We want to try and get as much participation as we can.
Okay. Very good. The other question I had is, senior, Northwest Senior Disability Services out there in Warrenton. I think there's change in management out there. Do you know anything about that?
I do. I believe his name was Mark, who is retiring.
Yes.
And he gave me the name of, sorry, I'm just trying to look up. I thought he gave me the name of the person who will be replacing him, but I'm not finding that email right away. But we can send him in once it's actually a female. We can send her an invite once we confirm. But I believe at the end of the month is when Mark is leaving.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Okay, any other questions for Monica? All right, thanks, Monica. Appreciate it. Good of the order. I have a couple things for this. So Alicia Garrison contacted me, and she is not going to be able to attend our meeting every month. She says probably just quarterly, because she's got another meeting that gets over right at the time we start, and then she has to drive back from somewhere after that meeting. So she's going to be driving. So she said she's going to try to just meet or come on board just quarterly and give her input in what she's doing and stuff. So I just wanted to pass that along. And then also I was just thinking about with the, I'm the grant application committee. Okay. I mean, the application process, and there used to be two of us, and I've been the only person for a year or more now I'd like to know if someone else would like to come on board with me, especially seeing as how we got all these applications, to have two of us in the process here, where we can maybe set up a conference call between the three of us or the two of us, and then each applicant, so we can each talk to them, so we can get some different input besides myself. I think that would be, it was helpful before, and I think that would be beneficial for this group, especially with getting all these applications all at once. What do y'all think?
So Randy, you're talking about the committee applications, right?
Just the screening, what I'm doing screening, because it used to be who was it, or Tess and I used to do it, and then she's been gone for a long time, and then since she left, it's just been me. So I'd like to see if I can pull somebody else on board with me to help out, so we can get two of us asking questions of the applicants and our opinions about things instead of one opinion. I think it'd be more helpful for our group. What do you think?
Randy, I'd be happy to join you.
Grant?
Yeah.
Say that again.
I said I'd be happy to join you. I think I'd be interested in doing a little more with the committee.
Okay. Okay, that's great. Is that okay with everybody else?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Okay, cool. Good. Thanks, Grant. Yeah, that'll get you a little more involved here. So we can set up conference calls, and I'll touch bases with you, and we can set up conference calls with these applicants over the next month, these next 4 applicants, and then we can bring our perspective to the group.
Sounds great.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Randy, while you were doing that, I found the email, and so Linda, her name is Suzanne, and I don't want to try and say her last name, so I'm just going to spell it BJARANSON. And so we'll send her an invitation, and she'll take over here. Mark is retiring at the end of this month, but we'll send her an invite and let her know what the HSAC meetings are all about.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. Well, that's it. If there's anybody else have anything for the good of the order? If not, we'll go ahead and we have a change on the agenda now. So our next meeting is going to be July 11th at 3 p.m. to 4:30.
I already sent the new invite, so should be on your calendars.
Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and I'll adjourn the meeting. It's 3:42. Thanks everyone for your participation. We'll see you again next month.
Great.
Have
Bye,
a great
thanks.
weekend.